So much for joining us, and I'm going to guide you through the solution for discussion quiz 1 and some of the mistakes some of you were making, and then some of the tips and then things that you need to know as well. So here we want to find average rate of change, right, at t is equal to 1 to t is equal to 2. So the first thing that we need before we solve this is the formula for finding average rate of change. So I have this formula right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign T1, I'm going to assign T1 to this and T2 to this. So this implies that the average rate of change here is going to be f of 2 minus f of 1 divided by 2 minus 1. So this is what I'm going to get. Now, what do I need? I need f of 2 and f of 1. But they've given us the function, so you will be able to find that. So let's do that. F of 2 will be equal to, so I'm just going to substitute these two for t, and I'm going to have 1 minus 2 times 2 squared, and this is 1 minus 2 times 4, and this is 1 minus 8, which is equal to minus 7. I need also f of 1, so same thing, do substitution, and we have 1 minus 2, 1 squared, and 1 minus 2 times 1, and this is 1 minus 2, and this is equal to minus 1. So everything is ready. So let's do that. Now we have f of 2 to be minus 7, and then f of 1 to be minus 1. So we are going to have minus 7 minus minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. So let's try and simplify this and have minus 7 plus 1 divided by 1, and this is going to give us minus 6. So you see that this is very simple when you take your time and you are doing this step by step. So what did I do here? I first needed my formula here, which that's what I did from there. And then I assigned this one to be T1 and this one to be T2, right? And then I just did substitution here, plug in T is equal to 1 and then T is equal to 2. I had this, I needed to find f of 2 and then f of 1, and then I went through the solution to get this one. So this is what you are going to do. Now let's look at question B. Question B2 is the same thing, but the only thing that we are going to do here is now our T2 has changed to 1 plus h, and then our T1 is still 1. So here the average rate of change is going to be f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by 1 plus h minus 1. Now from A, we have f of 1 already, so we don't need to compute it again. So what we just need to do here is we need to have f of 1 to be equal to minus 1. So the only thing that we need to look for is f of 1 plus h. So let's do that. Now f of 1 plus h is equal to, now from the question we know that f of t is equal to 1 minus 2t squared. So let's try and do this. We are going to have 1 minus 2 and then 1 plus h squared. Good. I saw that some of you were having trouble putting the 1 plus h here squared, right? So because of that, you were getting it wrong. So now this is how it's going to be. And then let's try and do the expansion here. So 1 minus 2. Now 1 plus h squared can be written as 1 plus h times 1 plus h. So I can expand this and have 1 plus h plus h plus 2, plus h squared. So this is what I'm going to get: 1 times 1, 1 times h, then 8 times 1, and then 8 times h. So this is going to simplify to minus 2, minus 2, 1 plus 2h plus h squared. And this is going to give us 1 minus 2 minus 4h minus 2h squared. So now we are done finding f of 1 plus h, which is equal to this. I think we can simplify it here and have minus 1 minus 4h minus 2h squared. So now we have f of 1 plus h and we have f of 1, which is minus 1. So we can just do substitution here. So let's do that. This is going to give us minus 1 minus 4, 8 minus 2, 8 squared minus 1 divided by, so we know that the whole of this is equal to this minus f of 1, which is minus 1 here. Now this is going to give us h, so we are going to have h here, and then we are going to have minus 1 minus 4h minus 2h squared plus 1 divided by h. So this will take this. We are going to have minus 4h minus 2h squared divided by h. So we can factor h out because h is common. So we are going to have h minus 4 minus 2h divided by h. Then I can cancel h out, and I'm going to have the average rate of change to be minus 4 minus 2h. So this is what I'm going to get for question B, step by step, right? Now let's try and figure out the C. The question is, what is the instantaneous rate of change of f of x at t is equal to 1? So this question is basically coming from B. We are assuming that h is going to be 0 because now we don't want t to be equal to 8 plus 1, right? But if we want t to be equal to 1, then what should we do to h? It means that h must be 0, or h must approach to what? 0, so that this becomes 1. So that's basically what the question is asking us from question C. So it's very simple from here to get this. So the instantaneous rate of change is basically limit as h is approaching 0 of the final results that we had here, because we want to look at when h is approaching 0. So this is going to be minus 4 minus 2h, and this is going to be, so I'm going to set h to be equal to 0, and I'm going to have minus 4 minus 2 times 0, and this is going to give us minus 4. So this is the solution for our discussion quiz 1 that we did. So basically, when you are doing it, you need to take your time and go step by step, and then you'll be able to come out with the right answers. All right, see you in the next one.